everyone, welcome to Rapid Rundown. I'm your host Amy, and here with me today I've got Justin.
Over here? Tricked me.
Justin and Caleb.
Hey.
We're going to be participating in our Rapid Rundown today.
What's Rapid Rundown, Amy?
Justin, that is such a great question. I'm so glad you asked. So the way Rapid Rundown works is we are going to have 2 stages and then a final trivia stage. So total 3, but the first 2 are a little more alike than the trivia stage. So in stage 1, I will introduce 3 different topics. Each of the contestants, Justin and Caleb, will have 1 minute to discuss the topic and give their reasoning behind it. And then after they've each had their minute, I will get to give them points based on how I feel their answer and explanation was.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
It does sound like fun.
A blast. You're going down.
Second stage is called, we like to call that our speed round, because instead of 1 minute, they only have 30 seconds.
Oh, holy
30
Oh no.
seconds.
Technical difficulties.
Sorry
about your earbuds.
Sorry. I'll leave that out.
Yeah.
30 seconds to answer the question, but these will be in the true-false form. So I will say a statement. They will tell me whether they think it is true or false and why. Once again, after each statement, I will give out points based on whose answer I agree with most or like best, how I'm feeling, we'll just have to see. Our final round, our trivia round. This is where it gets fun, guys. In our trivia round, I will have 3 trivia questions for these 2. And instead of them having their own time to answer, they will have to see who can answer the fastest and get it right. So I will read the question. They will bobble their bobblehead. Whoever hits it first gets to answer the question first. If they get it correct, they get a point. We move on. If they get it wrong, they get a point subtracted, and the other contestant gets a chance to answer and steal the point without losing anything if he gets it wrong.
It's a lot of rules.
That is a lot of rules.
You know what?
You've been thinking about this.
Gotta keep y'all on your toes. So hopefully you were paying attention, and we'll see how this goes. At the end, of course, we'll total up the points, see who wins, and that is how you play Rapid Rundown. You guys ready?
We're
so
ready.
excited.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
Yes.
Perfect. So, round 1. Like I said, just a quick refresher. I will say a statement or ask a question, and you each will get 1 minute to answer the question and give me reasons why.
Cool.
All right?
Cool.
So,
Cool beans.
first question, we are going to
Simple.
start with Caleb. All right, Caleb, are you ready?
Sucker.
I have to be.
All right.
Let's go.
The Cowboys are 7-1 behind rookie sensations
Surprising.
Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. With Romo almost being ready to go, does he get back his starting job?
Amy, to answer your question, I don't think there's any way Tony Romo gets back his starting job this season. I think it would be a travesty to take Dak Prescott out right now when he is hot. The team is rolling. They are first place in their division and leading the NFC right now. I just think taking Dak out right now will completely throw the team out of rhythm. They have a very strong, balanced offense, and I think even though Tony Romo is a franchise quarterback, putting him in mid-season could completely throw a team off, especially if he comes out with a slow start. I mean, he hasn't played in a few months now, so could completely derail a team. Dak is playing extremely strong right now, extremely efficiently, which is what the team needs. He has over 100 QB rating so far. He's thrown 12 TDs to only 2 interceptions. The man's on fire, and I think you stick with him. If they want to change, they should reevaluate after the season's over, but not in the middle of the season.
Perfect timing!
Whoa! Oh my gosh.
All right,
How
Justin.
did you sum up your thoughts so perfectly?
Justin, I will repeat.
Because I'm the master of palabras.
I'll repeat the question for you. Cowboys are 7-1 behind rookie sensations Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. With Romeo. By Romeo, I mean Romo.
And Juliet, is she on the team?
With Romo almost being ready to go,
Sorry.
does he get his starting job back?
This is weird because I'm kind of in line with your thinking as well. Last year we saw this problem with Peyton Manning and Brock Osweiler, but it wasn't an injury issue. It was Peyton Manning not playing well issue, so it was an awkward situation. If the Cowboys put Romo in there, their franchise quarterback, their fan favorite guy, and he starts playing poorly, and they start losing games, that is going to be an awkward situation for them because people are going to be calling for the rookie to come in. So yeah, I completely agree. Dak Prescott has that team rolling perfectly right now. There's no reason to stop the momentum that they have, even though Tony Romo is the face of that franchise. I think his days are numbered. He's injury prone. Even though he still can get the job done, I think you have to look out for what's best for your team this season. And I don't think if the Cowboys had as much success as they are having right now, it wouldn't be as difficult to make that switch. But because of how well they're playing, I completely agree with you. I think they need to stick with the hot hand.
All right.
Woo! That timer is intense, isn't it, guys?
It's intense.
Okay, so after our first question, I am going to give out the point to Caleb.
We agreed
That's
on the
right.
topic, though, which is difficult.
And I agree with both of you as well. I definitely think they should stick with Dak if it ain't broken while you're trying to fix it. Caleb, I love the stats that you gave to back up your reasoning for keeping Dak. His QB rating, that touchdown to interception ratio, those definitely gave your reason some meat behind it.
Also want to mention, kind of throws back to the 49ers situation with Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick. Kind of a similar situation to where they decided to go with Kaepernick, and now look how that's working out for him. But
true.
Side note, sorry, just wanted to add
you
that
already
in
got
there.
the points, man.
You
already got the points.
You brought a good point to my mind. So.
Maybe we should extend the time limit to 5 minutes each, because I feel like y'all could talk about this forever. Okay. Next question, Justin. We're gonna start with you this time. See how you do going first.
I'm nervous.
The Rams have lost 4 in a row after starting 3-1.
That's good for the Titans.
After cheers from fans this past week to bring in Goff, and even cheers for Tebow. How long does Fisher give before putting him in?
Good question, Amy. I'm glad you fielded me for the first one to answer this one. You know what? I don't think that they're going to play Goff this year. I think they're going to stick with Keenum. And if I'm Jeff Fisher, I am almost worried about job security at this point. I think the smart thing to do is play Goff and to see what you have. But if Goff comes out and he does not play well and he looks like even the slightest hint that he might be a bust, it's going to look terrible for that franchise, terrible for that organization to select him first overall after they traded away King's ransom to get that first overall pick, especially with how well rookie quarterbacks are playing with Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott, Cody Kessler, even throw him in there. He's looked half decent as well. If they have their first overall pick coming in and playing a few games and looking terrible, it's going to look bad for the franchise. People are going to call for Jeff Fisher's head and the general manager for throwing away all of their picks. So I think it buys them another year if they just sit him for the rest of this season, try to make him better.
All right. Caleb, same question to you. Rams have lost 4 in a row after starting 3-1. After cheers from fans this past weekend to bring in Goff, and even cheers for Tebow, how long does Fisher give before putting him in? 1 minute.
I'm going to hit the nail right on the head. He needs to put Goff in this week as soon as possible. I mean, the franchise just moved to LA, huge market, a lot of hype around the team. Jeff Fisher is a well-known coach, maybe not the best well-known coach, but he's still well-known. Case Keenum is not doing anything for that team. I know they had a hot start, but they are currently on a 4-game losing streak, like you mentioned. I think he is currently the 45th QB in the league in terms of just yards per game and overall average. And yeah, there's only 32 teams, so that's pretty bad. He's behind some of the backups. So he's doing horribly, only has a 70 QB rating. It's time to put in Goff. I know that could throw away Jeff Fisher's job, but this is your number 1 overall pick. You did give up a King's ransom for him. The fans want to see him. LA is ready for some kind of hype. Case Keenum is not your future quarterback. Everyone knows that. No one knows if Goff is or isn't. It's time to show that. Put him in as early as possible. Let him play it out.
Again, with the perfect timing. Have you practiced?
I've been practicing all day, yes.
Every night. All right. With this one, I am going to give my point to Caleb again.
Oh my. Why I oughta.
You know what, Caleb?
Hey, I am married to her.
Trying not to be biased here.
Love you, babe.
I do agree with you as well. This is kind of the opposite, I think, of the Cowboys situation. Cowboys, it's not broken. Everything's working for them. Keep Dak Prescott in. The Rams, on the other hand, something's not working. It's broken. You gotta fix it. And who knows if Goff is the fix, but he is at least something different and at least deserves a chance, I think. So.
I mean, they spent that much on him. You gotta play him.
All right, so this is our final question for the first round. So remember, this is the final question where you have 1 minute to answer. Okay?
Got it.
Caleb, we're going to start with you this time. So the ratings for the NFL continue to see a major drop-off this year. What do you think is the reason for this, and what should the NFL do?
The NFL's in a very peculiar spot right now because I feel like they've never been as much under the radar, the magnifying glass as they are right now in terms of player safety and injury from the media especially. But there's been a real push to kind of like clean up the league in terms of concussion protocol and injuries in general. So I feel like the league, in order to do this, has kind of swung the pendulum the whole other way and have been extremely ticky-tacky in terms of penalties, in terms of fines. They fine players for minimal stuff, minimal celebrations, minimal hits. If you've watched any game this year, I feel like there's been more than ever like flags thrown. I feel like refs are just overcompensating, trying to keep the games as clean as possible and not let them get out of control. And I feel like it's just a little overcompensating for what the league wanted. I think eventually they'll get there. I think they just need to ride it out and the ratings will pick back up. But right now they're kind of in a tricky situation where they're trying to overcompensate for the last few years where they haven't been able.
Nope.
Well, you did.
Doesn't count.
Let me finish.
Doesn't count.
Okay, fine.
Man, I really wanted to hear where he was going with that. All right,
I
Justin.
break the rules for
I pretty
your
much
obvious
said what I was
bias.
getting to, I guess.
Justin, ratings for the NFL continue to see a major drop-off this year. What do you think is the reason, and what should the NFL do?
Oh, so many. You need more than a minute to talk about this. I mean, where do you start? Just the whole consistency of the NFL is in question with pretty much everything in regards to what a catch is. Going back to that, we've seen it called both ways. There's a lot of ticky-tack personal foul or ticky-tack flags in general. There's a lot of complaints about. There's multiple commercial breaks. There's a lot of flags. Just a lot of different things slowing the game down, making it take forever for us to get through these games. Also, off the field, how the NFL, has kind of handled these off-the-field issues with players as far as, domestic violence or drug violations. They're suspending players for smoking marijuana, and they are suspending and giving less severe punishment, it feels like, for domestic violence players that commit domestic violence, however you say that. There's just an inconsistency. Man, was that a minute? I did not even get to
finish your thought?
Fastest minute of your life.
What's the point? I'm just going to lose.
All right.
Come on, babe.
So, I'm going to give this point out to Justin. Sorry.
Yes.
All right.
It's competitive again.
Justin, I love how you brought in the domestic violence.
Because you're a woman, you can relate to that?
Oh, whoa.
Are we
it
good?
just got personal.
Are we good?
I like how you brought that in. I definitely think that plays a huge role in it. All those outside effects, just things even outside from how inconsistent they are in the games. It feels like they're being inconsistent and unfair in just a personal realm as well.
Also, the whole Kaepernick protesting the anthem and that whole thing, I think that's turning off a lot of people too, just in general.
It might be.
I think it did at first. I think it's kind of leveled itself out. But I do agree with the domestic violence thing. Ever since the whole Ray Rice mishandling of that situation,
That's
I
kind
feel
of
like
the catalyst
the view on the league has definitely started to drop. And then add in the Kaepernick and all the other domestic violences and stuff is just failing. So, good points, Justin.
Thanks.
So now you see why I had to pick Justin.
I still want the point.
All right,
should have
guys.
gone with the
we are entering
domestic
round
violence.
2, which is our speed round. So y'all have had some trouble getting your answers down to a minute. Now,
This is the first time.
I really need y'all to work. We only have 30 seconds to answer these. And instead of
scared.
questions, these are going to be true, false statements. So I will say a statement. You tell me if you think it is true or false and why it is true or why it is false. Okay, Justin, we will start with you. 30 seconds. Don't forget. Matt Ryan is the MVP for the first half of the season. True or false?
I'm going to say this is true. The Falcons are playing really good football this year, and I think a lot of that, if not all of it, is attributed to Matt Ryan. And real quick, the MVP, the definition of an MVP to me should go to a player on a winning football team, and to that player on that football team that makes the biggest impact for that team. So I think without Matt Ryan, the Falcons would not be where they are today, sitting at 6-3, whatever their record is. So yeah, I think that is a very valid statement.
30 seconds.
I didn't hear the.
There is no horn on this one.
Yes,
Sorry.
no horn for the 30 seconds. You just have to listen to me cutting you off. But yes, all right. Caleb, right back at you. Matt Ryan is the MVP for the first half of the season. True or false?
False. I don't want to take away anything from Matt Ryan, but come on, Tom Brady. The man is 30, almost 40 years old. He's only played 4 games so far, but he's on fire. He currently has 12 touchdowns to 0 interceptions, 130 QB rating, and he's throwing over 330 yards per game. They're 4-0 in that stretch. He's the best player on the best team in the NFL right now. I think that is definitely an MVP statistic, if you ask me. And yeah, I think best player on the best team, he gets it.
Stop.
They were 3-1 without Brady. Stats aren't everything. CJ2K had 2,000 yards in 09. He didn't get MVP consideration because the Titans were 500.
If Garoppolo was still playing, would they be 7-1 right now? I doubt it.
I doubt it. This is some off-camera talk. All right. So for this one, I'm going to give my point to Justin. Justin, I agree with your point that an MVP is the best player on the team, and they are the reason the team is in the spot that they are in. Not to take anything away from Tom Brady. Everyone knows how much I love Tom Brady. Best player on the best team right now. He is the best player on the best team, but he is not making the same impact on his team that Matt Ryan makes on his team. Without Matt Ryan, the Falcons would be nowhere close to where they are.
She should be a contestant.
Patriots would still be in a pretty good position. Maybe not as good, but they would still be in a pretty good position.
Well, whatever.
What's the score now? I'm caught up.
It's 2-2.
All right, I'll take it.
Caleb, you get to start this time. True or false? Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Fame quarterback.
False. That's right. I'm going with false. I think, I want to say something about the Hall of Fame. I think there should be more emphasis on winning big games, especially deep in the playoffs, particularly Super Bowl, which Phillip Rivers has not done. The farthest he's ever made it is the AFC Championship in 2007, which they lost. And besides that, he's not made the playoffs that much over his career. I know he's had some good years, but overall, I just don't think good stats, unless they're incredible, is enough to get you into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
That was a tough one.
Whew. You out of breath? You okay? All right.
Speed round's intense.
Justin,
it is intense.
Right back at you. Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Fame quarterback. True or false?
I am going to say true. Ever heard of Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer? They won big games. They won Super Bowls. Are they going to the Hall of Fame? I'm going to say no. Phillip Rivers I did look this up, he is in the top 10 in passing touchdowns, and he still has a handful of years left to play. He's in the top 10 in passer rating. He's put up the numbers like you were talking about. He has great numbers. Dan Marino put up Hall of Fame numbers. So I think numbers are good enough to get you in as long as you're playing for a really long time and you put up consistent big numbers, which Phillip Rivers has done. I think he can get in with a few more years.
I'm just saying it has to be a combo of the wins with the stats.
He hasn't won like anything, that's true. But
that's what I was trying to get at.
His best player was like LT and Antonio Gates. He hasn't had that much many weapons.
Gordon against the Titans.
Here we go. Phillip Rivers, I think, is a Hall of Fame quarterback, so I'm going to give Justin that point.
Come on.
I completely agree with Justin. Yes, it is kind of hard to believe he hasn't won a Super Bowl, and that he does have that going against him, but I do not think that takes away from his numbers, his stats. It takes a team to win a Super Bowl, not just one good player. So
preach.
The only
maybe if he'd had a different crew around him, things could be different, but he has consistently put up Hall of Fame type numbers. I definitely think he's a Hall of Fame.
The only thing he should be in the Hall of Fame of is reproduction, because that dude can churn out some kids.
All right. Good one.
Put that in camera.
All right, here we go. This is our last true-false statement for the speed round. Justin, we're starting with you.
Oh, God. Can we end now? Can we just cut the game off because I'm winning?
Get ready, guys. This one might throw you for a little bit of a doozy. All right? Might need to switch gears a little bit here.
I'm afraid.
Golden State will win the NBA Finals this year. Gosh. True or false?
True, I think, by a landslide. I know they lost last year, but all they did was add their fourth superstar on their team. Kevin Durant, obviously everybody knows they're the villain of the NBA this year, but I think they're gonna sweep through. Do I need 30 seconds? Yes, they're going to win the NBA championship. It's going to be
Okay.
against the Cavs. There's no parity in the NBA. Let's just get to the finals. Golden State wins it in 6.
All right.
Already making the finals predictions.
I
Golden
know.
State
I went
in
above
6.
and beyond.
Wow.
Why are we talking about
We're
the
still
NBA?
like 8 months away.
I totally thought I was gonna throw you for a loop, but you were ready for that one. Okay,
NBA season just started. It's
it-
relevant.
it-
relevant.
I'm
Caleb,
fine.
Golden State will win the NBA Finals this year. True or false?
False. Cavs are gonna repeat, and here's why. I know Golden State just added Kevin Durant, another superstar, but adding a bunch of superstars doesn't make a good team. I mean, think about back to the Lakers team when they had Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kobe Bryant. Did they win the championship?
old.
No. And Cavs are going to win not because LeBron James is currently the best player on the planet, which he is by far, but it's because the emergence of Kyrie Irving, not just as a star, but as a superstar. The dude is a better
Stop.
all-around player than Steph and Klay
Oh.
Thompson. LeBron and Kyrie are going to take it. Not to
Ding,
mention
ding, ding. That is the end of the speed round, but I
Ooh.
gotta give out my final point. I'm gonna give this point out to Caleb.
Bias.
Caleb, I completely agree.
You guys are
LeBron-
LeBron fans anyway, aren't you?
LeBron is the best in the league. Kyrie is one of the most underrated point guards, I think, in the NBA. He is an emerging superstar, as you said. And I completely agree with what you said, too. Just because you've got a bunch of superstars on a team does not mean that they're going to play together. NBA Finals, kind of like the NFL, is something that you need a good,
Thank you.
complete team to win, not just a bunch of good individual players who know how to play well
That's true.
on their own. Can they mesh together as a team? We have
Shout
seen
out Spurs.
we have
team.
seen Kyrie and LeBron can mesh well together and win a championship, and so I think that's what's
Yeah.
going to happen again.
Cavs not only have the stars, but their chemistry is getting better by the day.
All right,
What about
guys.
the minute?
It is
Not the minute, just the
Ooh,
day.
slacking.
the final round. This is our trivia round. This is where
I'm
it
gonna
really, really gets intense. So just to give you a quick reminder,
I'm gonna suck at this.
I will
Some
say
pit
a
stains
trivia
here.
question.
Good.
Whoever taps their bobblehead first gets to answer the question, but there is kind of a risk if you decide to tap it first. If you get the question wrong, you
yes.
lose a point.
Okay.
And your opponent gets a chance to answer the question without the risk of losing a point. So,
Deal.
Or no deal.
That's the wrong game.
Oh,
all right, we've got 3 trivia questions in this round, okay?
So we're tied coming into this.
We're tied 3-3.
So
Score
this is
check.
really intense.
This
Okay,
is for all
This is
the
the
bones, baby.
We have the bag
First
of bones
question.
for whoever wins.
first question. Which NFL defense has forced the most turnovers this season? Justin?
Minnesota Vikings.
No.
Dang it!
Caleb, you have a chance to answer this.
San Diego Chargers.
Incorrect. Correct. Anyone have a
After
guess?
last week, you probably thought.
Anyone
Yeah,
have a guess
yeah.
after those two?
No.
Kansas City, Denver. Is it AFC West?
It's Kansas City. Kansas City Chiefs
Can I have half a point?
the most have forced the most turnovers this season. They forced 20, 12 interceptions, 8 fumbles.
Dang.
Minnesota was
Gracious.
second. So
I know Minnesota had the lead for a while. I was going San Diego just based on the last game. I know Casey Hayward's tied for first
Yeah.
in interception, so I figured they had to be up there.
Okay.
Maybe not.
next
I think they're up
question.
I
there.
was kind of taken off guard.
Kind of.
So wait. I'm sorry. So I'm.
You
missed
lose a point, yes.
Oh, wait, you do too, though.
No.
No. I got amnesty.
Oh, amnesty. That's.
That's right.
Get
That's what you
amnesty.
get for hitting Javon Chris's head so fast.
All right. So this one is kind of like the opposite, maybe, of that question. Which NFL team, has scored the most points this season? Justin.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yes, that is correct. He got his
Redemption.
point back.
Matt Ryan MVP. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just gonna let you guess all of them.
They
I haven't gotten
That's
one
victory
right.
right
The
here.
Atlanta
That's
Falcons
victory.
have scored. Any guesses as to how many points they've scored?
No, I have no idea.
311.
Oh my goodness, 305.
Whoa, dang. Okay,
Right.
Chargers are close though on that one, right?
Cool. I am on this.
I can't remember where the Chargers were, but 305. But just a little side note, they have not had a bye week, so they have played one more game than some other
Little
teams.
side note: Titans have scored the most points over the last 5 games.
Really?
Any NFL team, yeah.
Titans were in the
Over
top
that
10,
streak.
I think.
I like that.
Okay,
I do too.
Go Titans.
All right, this is for all the marbles now. We're back
right.
to 3-3.
this is it. Wow. Okay. Where did Jay Ajayi go to college?
Oh gosh. Jay Ajayi.
Yes.
I almost hit it because I was going to guess, but I forgot that's a penalty.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I can't chance
I'm
it.
not
Not in
gonna
a
chance it either.
tiebreaker round.
Okay, I've got more I can ask.
Good.
Okay.
Way to be prepared.
Give us the answer to that one.
Okay, do y'all want to guess? Like, no penalties?
No.
Washington State.
Minnesota.
Boise State.
I got the state right.
Okay.
Pretty good. Jess.
Okay, fine. All right, here we go. This is for all the marbles. Which running back has had the most 100-yard rushing games so far?
Ezekiel Elliott.
Yes, that's correct. So this one,
Ezekiel Elliott.
this one was kind of difficult because there's a tie.
What? Let me see. Can I guess the tie?
What kind of trivia question is that?
Can I guess the
This
other guy?
is the tie.
Okay, give him the other chance to guess the tie. If he gets it right, then we'll tie
Go to
again.
double overtime. DeMarco Murray.
Yes.
Okay.
Talking about.
Okay. They both
Dang it.
have
This is a good first.
4 100-yard games this season. So here's your tiebreaker then. Which one of the two has the most yards?
I didn't know.
Ezekiel Elliott, baby.
Yes.
Wait. Total yards or rushing yards?
Just rushing. Ezekiel Elliott.
You didn't specify.
You're too slow to the head.
Ezekiel Elliott has 891 rushing yards. DeMarco has 807.
Catching up to Marco.
So, with that trivia round, that put Caleb in the lead, and our first winner for Rapid Rundown is Caleb.
That's right.
Good job.
Get out of the picture, boy.
You know what? That was an awesome game, though. That was really intense. I'm really feeling the heat.
Boom. Hey, come on.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching our first episode of Rapid Rundown. I had fun. Hope you all had fun watching.
I did until the last question.
Now go home and study all of your NFL facts so that maybe you can answer the questions faster than Justin and Caleb. Who knows?
Doubt it.
Doubt it.
We will see you next time. Bye, guys. Peace.